Hello, I'm there is Luke Cartographer, and this is the 141st video in my Fallout 76 Surveyal series, and here we are at Prickett's Fort. Taking a look at the map, it's at the northeast corner of the Toxic Valley, and it's in fact the last location in the Toxic Valley that we have to cover for the first time. The rest of the locations, things like Willard Corporate Housing and the Crosshair, I'll have to cover them again now that they've changed, but other than that, we have covered every site at least once. Well, one quick note, the Eastern Regional Penitentiary, I covered that in a lore video, so I'll link that here actually, but it does not have a Surveyal video. Anyway, let's take a look at this place. There are no enemies here, but you can find these robots that are reenacting a fake battle of the Civil War. Prickett's Fort did not have any place in the Civil War. It was, as far as I could see, in operation from 1774 to 1780, and it was a frontier fort for basically settlers to go to in times of the wars with Native Americans. Basically, strength in numbers, you get all the families together in one place and they can potentially hold off a large raid versus individual homes that can be picked off one by one. There's actually a little note up here that talks about the fact that the fort is itself a reconstruction, and that's in the real world as well, and that it's not at the original site, which again is the same thing in the real world because they think that a railroad actually got built over the original site before they built the new Prickett's Fort as a reconstruction in 1976. So anyway, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the rest of this place. In terms of resources you can find, there are blackberries because we're right here on the edge of the Savage Divide. Aster, like you can see right here. Along with that, there are silt beans and there are wood piles. So let's take a look around. I actually came here once for a very short video, and that was to point out the fact that this painting here, instead of being Napoleon crossing the Alps, is Todd Howard crossing the Alps. But along with that, we've got this just general museum area. We can press the button to open this thing up, and we can get access to things like these cannonballs, and there's a burnt textbook. I think there's a Civil War top hat in one of these. There you go. And a tomahawk. All of them open, and you can take the loot from all of them. This place is actually pretty good for Stimpaks. I found 7 while I was here over the past few times. And that's in an individual trip I found 7, so not cumulatively. We can come up here, we can take a look at this structure. You repair this machine right here as part of the... basically, they added a quest with... Was it Wastelanders? I think it was before that. When the game originally launched, there were no main quests that took place anywhere in the Toxic Valley. Bethesda wanted to remedy that, so they added one called Bureau of Tourism, I believe it is, where you start in Grafton talking to the Grafton mayor, and he sends you to various sites around the area, like the Clarksburg Shooting Club, the Black Bear Lodge, Wavy Willards, and Prickett's Fort. And when you're here, you repair this little machine, and that's it. Let's take a look in this. And we got the admission center, and there is a gift shop. This is not the gift shop. We will see the gift shop at the very end of the tour, and that's because there is an entire guided tour with 8 stations, all provided with dialogue from Dick Shale.
Dick Shale here, welcoming you to Prickett's Fort Historical Landmark. This amazing moment in time is brought to you by Nuka-Cola. The park features a reconstructed refuge fort and commemorates life on the Virginia frontier during the late 18th century. Join me as we mosey on down the trail to the right for the next part of the tour and take a fascinating stroll through history.
Alright, take a right, and we will follow this arrow and that arrow up the path towards the blacksmith shop. And here's number 2.
This is a typical blacksmith shop, where blacksmiths would make horseshoes, various tools, and perform routine repairs by hand. Blacksmiths had a general knowledge of how to make and repair many things, from the most complex of weapons and armor to simple items. Please proceed to the fort to continue the tour.
Honestly, it's kind of strange that there aren't people here at Prickett's Fort, because not only are there actual walls, but this is an actual blacksmithing station, if this is based on the real world, because they do reenactments of daily life, and they actually do some blacksmithing at Prickett's Fort. So it would be an actually very valuable site here for people to come to. Anyway, an interesting little thing right over here before we move on This is one of the furthest flung of the ambassadors of Vault 94. If you're interested in why this guy is here, you can check out my lore video on Vault 94, which I'll link here. But yeah, this one is the only one that I know of that managed to get over the Savage Divide. So, anyway, let's see. Need to get on to number 3. But first, actually, there's something up here as well, and that's this holotape from Isabel Smith Waltz.
It's my first day here. Oh, this is Isabel Smith Waltz. Can't forget introductions. The Rangers are all so friendly, but, this place is kind of weird. So, this fort was supposed to be a rebuilt frontier fort, but the railroad went through the place where it really used to be, so they had to put it here. And then, they found out the guy who wrote the book that described the fort made most of it up. It's crazy, right? So, it doesn't even look like the real one. We call it a representational frontier fort. Now, they want to start running Civil War battle reenactments here. But that never happened either. But they say it'll bring in lots of money. Some people just don't appreciate real history.
Alright, let's head up here. And we're at the gate of the fort itself, and we got spot number 3.
Prickett's fort was surrounded by a tall wall with lookout towers for monitoring the area around the fort. Colonists stood watch around the clock and would alert the settlement if the British were approaching. Inside the fort, we'll see what everyday life was like for the colonists. But first, let me tell you about Nuka-Cola. What gives it a unique flavor is the essence of 17 different fruits mixed in just the right proportions to give Nuka-Cola its trademark taste. Boy, Nuka-Cola's refreshing taste really hits the spot. Now, let's continue on with the tour.
So another thing to note here real quick is that this site looks nothing like the real spot for Prickett's Fort. I did some research on Prickett's Fort a while back, not a huge amount, but enough to know like about its actual general location, which is that Prickett's Fort is lying in a river valley along Prickett's Creek, I think, and right next to the Monongahela River. It's actually pretty close to Monongah in West Virginia. Anyway, let's head up here. And I mean, it's closer to Fairmont, but Fairmont does not exist in Fallout 76, and Fairmont is very close to Monongah. So anyway, so let's see. Got a little house here, nothing in that. There's the next station, but we're going to take a quick look over here. Actually, there are enemies here. I forgot to mention that. The only enemy that you're going to find here is a Radroach that pops itself out of the ground over here. So that is your enemy. I apologize for having gotten that wrong. We can check out the rest of the towers. There's nothing really else to see up here. There's a little bit of junk here and there, but there's no lore. And generally, you can just get a view of the either the site or the surrounding area. Okay, and let's also check out these two little huts over here. First of all, we got a little supply shed. Oh! I apologize. 2 Radroaches. If we come over here, we got another little office here. It should be noted that this place is absolutely amazing for leather. I think I found, yeah, 49 leather here when I did my first count of this place. So this is definitely a site to come to if you're looking for leather, and you can find it all over the place, and foxhide, hide bundle, and stuff like that. Anyway, back over here, let's play this.
This building is the Colonist Company Mess Hall. Colonists would also gather here for settlement meetings.
That it? Okay, well, I also forgot to mention when he says they were on the watch for the British coming, that's not really what this fort was here for. As I mentioned originally, this fort was here to protect against native raids, so let's head up into the mess hall, though. Oh, I thought my light was off, it was so dark in here. We got a table here, another table here, and a fireplace. Again, junk all over the place, including things like the wood piles you can gather for wood. Anyway, a lot of wood piles right over here. This place is also great for wood. Wood and leather. Alright, we can check out this tower, but again, nothing really to see up here. Ranger hat there, a little bit of ammo. Check out this little platform. Some clutter, but Really not even any junk to pick up here. And here is number 5.
This is a typical colonist barracks. These buildings housed on average 14 soldiers.
Okay. Come in here, we got some bunks. You know, metal with what I'm sure is some sort of polymer based mattresses here. Just as you would find in colonial times. Let's see. Now, let's see. What was it? Yeah, some more hides over here. Okay, footlocker there. And we can come out back here. Nothing to see back there but blackberries here. Alright. Got a cooking station over here. Now, there is a recipe that spawns around here. Unfortunately, I did not capture it when I came through. But yeah, it spawns somewhere over here by the cooking station. It's a potential spawn point, I should say. We can then play number 6.
Towers were used to monitor the area around the fort. Watch your step on the catwalks.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's no railing at all. This would probably be... I don't know that they would allow you up here in the real world. Anyway. Just for liability reasons. We'll come over here, and here's number 7.
Colonists would typically keep a campfire going while cooking stew or brewing some coffee during the night shift for those who were on watch. Boy, I bet the colonists really wish they had an ice-cold, thirst-quenching Nuka-Cola when those redcoats attacked that early autumn morning. After the tour, be sure to visit the gift shop located northeast of the fort to grab a souvenir and an ice-cold Nuka for yourself.
Alright, I'm pretty sure this is like a little gunpowder container, so I'm not sure why that would be right on top of a cooking spit, but anyway, we got another tower here. And one last tower over here. A little bit of ammo there. Alright, now we're going to head over to the gift shop, which takes us down this way. Got another tower here. Arrows. Whole lot of porta potties there. We'll take a look at those in just a minute here. We'll take a look at this parking lot last, really. Alright, up here to the gift shop, and number 8.
Welcome to the gift shop, the final stop on our tour. We'd like to thank you for visiting this historic landmark mock-up of Prickett's Fort. I say mock-up because the real fort was destroyed centuries ago. It was lovingly recreated based on a series of documents and educated guesses. Isn't science great? Anyway, don't forget to take home a piece of American history from the gift shop. Oh, and make sure to grab a Nuka for the road. I hope everyone had a swell experience. This is Dick Shale signing off.
Alright. A little employee shed over here. Okay. 3 Radroaches. I truly apologize. Over here, we got the gift shop. And I did find a mod right here. But other than that, you've just got junk, some ammunition, weapons. Let's see. Perfectly preserved pie. Nope. And a first aid kit. Alright. Let's see. Anything in this? You can't even buy a nuke. Anyway, let's head down here. We got 8 porta potties, and then this little structure, which looks like a refreshment stand right over next to the porta potty. So I'm willing to bet they had an excellent odor when they were trying to sell people things. There's one of these that's really nasty on the inside. There it is. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. The stains on the wall, the gas mask that she's supposed to be wearing there, the fan. I don't know what happened there, but it looks pretty gross. Okay, we got... Who takes blocks into a porta potty? Ah, I peed. That's good. And some ammo here. And the very last little thing is the dumpsters. One of which you can open. So, I think that'll do it for Prickett's Fort. This has been the Resolute Cartographer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.